Hi, good morning. Happy Wednesday. What am I doing? Oh, well, it's just another day here in paradise. Okay, so a couple of years ago, maybe last year, I don't remember, I went into my storage room, which is right there off my laundry room, which is off the kitchen, okay? It has a door that locks, and then you step down into it, and it has an outside door here where you can go in from the outside. And I got a new door for it because the last door didn't seal at the bottom, So I got a good door for it. And anyway, long story short, I went in there and there was evidence of furry creatures in that room. And it was on top of the hot water heater. So, my best friend's husband is my pest guy. He owns his own pest control company. So I sent him a message and I said, there's evidence of furry creatures in my storage room. Please send help now. So he comes over and he gets under the house and he puts out bait, and then he took wire mesh and he covered all of the, vents. That's what they're called, Tracy, vents. He covered all the vents with screen, and he clogged up a hole here where the AC goes into the house. He did all the things, right? So we're rocking along real good. All is well. Well, until the other day. Actually, it was yesterday, but the other day, I opened the door. Now, it's just natural for me when I open the door to look to the left, which is the top of the hot water heater. It's just a natural instinct to look there because when you open the door, it's right there, okay? The top of it is right there. You step down into the room. Well, there was nothing there. I know that for a fact because I always look at it because that's where it was the last time, okay? So I got some stuff out and I, ornaments, put them on the tree and all that stuff. And yeah, moving right along with life. Well, then yesterday I opened the door and there was evidence on top of the hot water heater. A lot of evidence. So I texted John. He didn't answer. I panicked. So I texted Kim. She didn't answer. So I panicked even more. And then I sent her a message on Messenger because she commented on Facebook. And I was like, well, she's alive, but they're not getting my text messages. So I panicked. And then she called me. And she said, I'm sorry, John was driving back from Alabama. And I think she said she was in a meeting or something. And I was like, well, when I saw you comment on something on Facebook, I thought maybe my texts weren't coming through. But I'm in a panic because there's evidence of furry creatures. Now, the last time, it was a chipmunk that had taken up residence under the house. And sadly, chipmunk took the bait. And, we moved on with life. Well, the evidence, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I just know it's a rodent of some sort. So Kim said, John will come tomorrow. I said, cool. I said, well, I might not be at home because I've got to take my dad to Costco, but I'll leave the back door unlocked going into that room. And she said, cool. Well, I had to go in there and move stuff out in front of the door because I have it set up so that that's not good for an apple to fall from a counter height. I have it set up kind of like a booby trap so that if someone tries to come in, there's going to be a crashing and, gnashing of teeth and all the things. I'm going to hear everything. So I had to go out there and start moving stuff around. and getting the stuff out from in front of the door so that when John gets here, I'm dropping everything, so that when John gets here, he can just open the door and be right there in the storage room. And then when, not that I don't want him to come in the house, but the door coming into the house is locked. So if anybody else gets any smart ideas, they still can't get in the house. But he can get in there and do his business. Okay, cool. Well, when I went in there to start moving stuff around, I mean, like, there were extra boards from my floor. There was extra shelving for my cabinets when they installed them. There was my little rolly cart thing that I use. And, just stuff right there in front of the door. So I'm moving it all over and moving in it. And I heard something fall. And I turn around. And Gracie is on top of the dryer looking down. She wasn't in there. So it wasn't her that I've heard falling. That's great. So then I turn around and of course Penny is here in the kitchen looking at me like, what's going on? And I said, oh, something fell. I don't know what it is. I didn't hear scurrying. I didn't hear anything. I just heard something fall. So no big deal, right? Okay, cool. Well, I get the stuff moved out of the way. I swept up said evidence to get rid of it, because that way I'll know if, after he leaves, if more evidence appears. Well, anyway, all is well. I come in the house, I come back through the door, I shut it, I lock it, I got ready, I just went and took Penelope for a walk. We come back in. Penelope is running around smelling. Now, I locked the door when I left to go walk her, and we were only gone for about 5 or 10 minutes at the most. Probably not even 10. We just walked down the street and walked back. Well, she's running around smelling of the ground and growling, and Gracie is standing in the middle of the living room looking all bewildered. Y'all better get over this confusion, and y'all better do your job, Gracie, ma'am. You have lived in this house for 18 and a half years, rent-free, so I need you to earn your keep, okay? Today is the day that you earn your keep. If there is a rodent in this house, I need it gone, okay? Now, if I see it, I'll just grab a broom and I will sweep it out. I won't destroy said rodent with the broom in the house, because that would be disgusting. But I will sweep said rodent out of the house. But somebody needs to get it out of the house if it's in the house. That's all I'm saying. Penny acted like someone had been in the house. She could smell something, because that's what she does. Like when Jack comes to work on the air conditioner, I'll often take her for a walk and just leave the door unlocked, and Jack will come in, do his business, and then he'll leave, and Penny is none the wiser, right? Well, when she comes in, she smells him, so she takes off running through the house trying to find him, and he's already gone, right? Mind games. Yeah, that's what she was doing today, except nobody had been in the house because all the doors are locked. I hope there is not more to come on this story, but that's it for right now, okay? Because I'm in a panic, and John better hurry. Hi, Penelope and I here joining you. Okay, Penelope's leaving. I'm tired. I've been fighting with decorations and trying to get stuff put up, and hold on, let me show you this. I love that right there. I put all my nutcrackers up top and that big tree and my 2 stockings hung by the chimney with care. That stuff in the floor has got to go somewhere. Oh, and there's a pair of boots. Don't worry about that. I took them off last night when I sat on the floor to put all that on that bottom shelf. And I'm still working on stuff, but we're getting there. We're getting there. So, yeah, anyway, I'm tired. Been, fighting all the things. However, I would like to come back and say that apparently in that few minutes that I walked Penny up the street, John did come and went through the gate and into the storage room, because there are 3 traps set up with a little bit of peanut butter on them. And he was gone before I got back home. I mean, that's the fastest of anything. But Penny must have smelled him. You know how dogs are. They can smell for miles around. But she must have smelled him when we came up the walkway. So when she came in the house, she was searching for him, which he had not been in the house because all the doors were locked. But I think because she smelled him outside. But I went to get something in the storage room, or put something in the storage room, and opened the door, peeking in to see if I saw something, and it was a trap. And I was like, oh, well, okay, I guess he was here. How in the world? Anyway, the stupid thing I was thinking about was, I saw in a video the other day that these girls were talking, and some of y'all may have seen the video, but they said something about when they brush their teeth, they don't rinse the toothpaste out of their mouth. That they brush their teeth, they rinse their toothbrush, and then they pat the, whatever off their mouth. And I'm like, huh? So what? Why am I this many years old and I'm just learning that this is a thing? Because it was Stephanie from the Denman Homestead, Bree from Life on Morrow Hill, and Jamie from Suits to Boots. And
from Suits to Boots, yes. The name of the channel is From Suits to Boots. So it's Jamie from Suits to Boots.
Anyway, Jamie was like, what? Say what? You don't rinse? And they were like, no. Do y'all rinse after you brush your teeth? I rinse. Am I not supposed to rinse? See, these are the things you learn with social media that you never knew that you needed to know, but now you need to know. Or maybe you don't need to know. And the other thing that I've learned from social media is about toilet paper. Because I spent my whole life just putting the toilet paper on the roll all willy-nilly, okay? I didn't pay attention to whether it rolled forward or rolled underneath or nothing until I got a cat. And when I got Miss Gracie, she would stand up and bat it if it was over the top, and then she would grab it in her mouth and she would run through the house with it. So I learned then to have it come underneath for Gracie, okay? And then I started seeing all these memes on Facebook, and then Kim, my best friend, came to the house, and she said, I fixed your toilet paper, and I was like, was it broken? And she was like, no, it was going under, and it's supposed to go over. And I was like, it is? And she goes, yeah. I said, oh, I have it going under because of Gracie, but she's stopped doing that now, so that's fine. Well, that's been a long time ago, and I still now have it in my mind that it has to go over, even though I don't really care, but I guess I do now care. I'm so confused on life because I spent all these years not knowing that I wasn't rinsing. I mean, I knew I wasn't rinsing. I mean, I knew I was rinsing, but that other people aren't rinsing, and that toilet paper is only supposed to go over unless you're apparently some sort of psychopath, and then you have it under. According to the memes, okay? I don't know, because Well, I mean, I am a psychopath because I took the test. Remember the test about you go to the funeral and, you meet the handsome man, but then you kill your sister to get him to come back to the funeral? Y'all remember that? Yeah, that was the psychopath test. So they say. Whatever. I mean, it's fine. But yeah, it's been a very tiresome day around here because I'm just trying to get things put up and cleaned up as I go. And haven't made the candy yet. I haven't done anything that I should have been doing, but I've done a whole lot that I didn't need to be doing. Doesn't that sound like life in general? Yeah, for me too. But, poor little old Penelope. Her so sleepy. Her so sleepy. Her's laying here napping. Gracie's outside, laying in the Christmas tree box. Speaking of the Christmas tree box, when Naomi came the other night, Phoenix didn't come with her. So Phoenix showed up at my door yesterday, and I said, you're not supposed to be here today. And she goes, I know, but can I say something? I was like, well, of course you can. I don't think I could stop you even if I wanted to, okay? So go ahead and say something, because I know you need to get it out. Because we have so many words in us that we just need to get them out, okay? So get them out. She said, well, you know why I didn't come last night? I said, no. She said, well, because Naomi told me that since I came over here and I saw your tree, that I was over here when I wasn't supposed to be over here, and that's why I couldn't come last night. I said, well, guess what? She said, what? I said, you're not supposed to be here now, so you're probably going to get in trouble again. She said, oh. We've had this discussion so many times with sweet little Phoenix. She just don't get it. She just does not get it. I mean, she's even been put on restriction from her mom for a week and still didn't get it. So, yeah. So she may or may not come tonight. I'm not real sure. But I don't tell on her. She tells on herself by coming over here. And then, so we talked for a minute, and I told her to go home and put some shoes and socks on because it was cool and she didn't have shoes or socks on. And she said, that's okay. I'm not cold. And I was like, you have chill bumps. I think you're cold. And she was like, oh. That child. So anyway, she goes walking off, and she gets right there to where the pampas grass is, and she peeks around it, and then she takes off running down the driveway like she's going to make it home without getting caught. Maybe she did. I don't know. But speaking of the pampas grass, I go out every night at 7 o'clock when it's time for them to come over, and I watch them run across the street, right? Well, Naomi's scared of the dark, which, if you knew Naomi, you would find that quite funny, because Naomi's not afraid of much, but she's afraid of the dark. So I hid a couple of times and jumped out at Phoenix, and, Phoenix hollered and laughed, and we had a good time. Well, I wasn't even trying on Monday night to scare Naomi. I was literally just standing there with my arms folded right there where the pampas grass is, watching her run across the street. She was running so fast and running and looking around her as she was running. And she got to where she could see me, and she diverted and she started running across the yard that way towards Jones. And then she started circling back like she was running back home, and she's looking back at me. I said, what are you doing? She said, oh my gosh, you scared me to death. And I was like, what? She said, I couldn't tell it was you. I just saw somebody out, and I was going to run back home. I said, well, good for you. But no, it's really, do you think there's two people that are 5 foot tall standing on their driveway? I mean, on my driveway? On their driveway? On anybody's driveway? I'm pretty sure you could probably take most people 5 foot tall, because she is just about 5 foot tall. And I have a feeling she could probably fight better than me. Although I do have my defensive tactics training from working at the jail. So I may not can fight, but I can take her down. Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon because people be crazy. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. Toodles, my noodles. Stay silly, my friends, and smile. Piss people off, make people happy, or just make them wonder what you've been up to. Goodbye.